Snorlax is helping me get this shot set up. So let's see. Pretty good. Let's see, can I get a power source to the iPad that is managing the stream today? There we go, all that playing. Okay. Hey, Steve. Funny enough, I just started my Friday morning live stream. Yeah, it's fun. No, it's kind of funny actually, because like that's part of how my guests will show up. Will be like sometimes it'll be a surprise guest. Anyway, it is what I want to talk to you about. But yeah, I'll call you. I'll call you back. You got some time later today. All right, cool. Sounds good. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Whew. So, welcome to the Sean Believable Show Live. Checking the audio, sounds pretty good. Visuals look pretty good. So, I think we will begin. Alright, so let's start that over. This is the Sean Believable Show Live. I am Sean Believable. I will be, this is episode number 5. I have to start off by admitting that I ended up doing episode 3 and 4 yesterday. I didn't realize when I was doing episode 3 yesterday that it was Thursday. I was so hyped and got up that morning working on the show and stuff, and the schedule's been so crazy that I didn't realize it was Thursday and not Friday. So I went through and did my whole show yesterday, which was originally intended for today. And yeah, so anyway, that is on brand for Sean Believable. That happens sometimes in my chaotic life at times. So anyway, this is the Sean Believable Show episode number 5. We're going to start off with the 4-part warm-up. And then we are going to work into some highly tested, where we're going to today actually work with, you're going to actually see me build a piece of IKEA furniture. So I've done time lapses in the past and stuff of me building a lot of the different like furniture pieces. And so those are different items and products that you'll see eventually on highlytested.com, where I'm doing in-depth video and written reviews on products that I've tested for 5 or more years. So yeah, look forward to that coming, but you'll hear me reference it throughout the show. So yeah, on episode 3, which was yesterday, we did a Cuisinart new cooking set, ceramic set. I did an unboxing of it. So if you're interested in seeing episode 3, that is on the Twitch under my profile. So all of that stuff will be available, I think, for about 2 weeks, and then I believe it auto-deletes. So definitely check it out. I will also be posting most of the stuff I put here should end up on my YouTube channel too. So if you can't find it here, you can check my YouTube. Also have SoundCloud, so any of the music you're going to hear throughout the show will be my personal SoundCloud. music that I've produced, so that I don't have any copyright issues. So, the 4-part warm-up that you heard me mention includes 30 minutes or so of yoga. That's part 1. Then we're going to have part 2, which is going to be about 5 to 10 minutes of what I would call functional strength training. And then part 3 is going to be a running warm-up. And then part 4, which is my favorite, is 10 minutes of freestyle dance. So, yeah. I don't normally always do this routine back to back, so we'll see how the body's feeling. That's part of what I use the 4-part warm-up routine for, which is a lot of different activities, but it's also a way to gauge what I have the capacity to do for that day. So if I'm going to go mountain biking, for instance, and I learned a lot of this recovering from certain injuries or having disc injuries in my back, where I would have to kind of do this routine to make sure I didn't have anything that was going to be a hot spot or issue that could cause my ride to be more dangerous, or like cause me to be uncomfortable, or maybe sometimes, and I've done this, where if I can't make it through this 4-part routine without having like any like setbacks or injuries, then that usually means then I shouldn't like go mountain biking at that time. So I would kind of use it as a gauge of like, if I can get through this, then I'm good for the next activity. So anyway, that's one of the ways that I use the 4-part warm-up. So let's start with the yoga part. Thanks for holding it down, Snorlax. We are testing the Blue Yeti mic again today. It's on a different pattern. So yesterday I had it on I'm not going to use the correct technical term, but I had it on the open like mic, where it's going to pick up as much as possible. I wanted to see if it had the capacity to pick up like the ambient like noise and stuff. So kind of what it feels like to sit out on the lanai, you hear the birds and kind of nature and the vibe. So I wanted to see if the mic basically could capture the vibe. So that was yesterday's test. I didn't get a chance to go through all of the video yet and check. So I don't know how the music section was, honestly. So I'm curious to look at that. But today I moved the mic a little bit closer, see if that works, and then set it also to what would be considered like the best setting for podcast, which is the one that kind of looks like a little butt. Again, at the moment, will not be able to remember the proper term for it, but I can post it in the chat later. Anyway, let's get started. .54 degrees this morning. Okay. We got some yoga mats that we're going to be using. These are just like some cheap, general, like workout mats that I got from Dick's Sporting Goods. We got our Gold's Gym stretching like workout strap. Bought this from Walmart, definitely over 5 years ago, so this one's ready to have the video and the written produced and put out. So some of these are ready. Some of the items are just going in, so like that Cuisinart set I mentioned earlier. Okay. First 2 parts of the show are going to be more zen and chill. No music, just quiet, more meditation. Part 2 or part 3, when I get to like the running part and the dancing part, is typically when I'll start playing the music. So for those of you that tune in that want like the chill zen meditation part, that's going to be like the first half an hour to 40 minutes. And then it'll start to ramp up into some more music and whatnot. We may have guests from time to time, usually pets, humans, different animals, could be products. Coming up now? No. She just looked. Okay. Got that started. Let me take my start pictures. Yeah. Rocking the Vibrams and the Aneri socks again. My faves, I talked about these yesterday. Different pair of the shoes. These are not the V-Train. Which ones are these called? They're more minimal. Like are these like their original style? I can't remember. Anyway, that's my bad. Get back in there. Riding gloves. It's a little chilly to start. This. This is a fun little sweatshirt I got from when I competed at the North American International Championship for Pokemon TCG. It was the largest Pokemon TCG event in North America at that time. I think it got broken after that, but anyway, it was a really cool event. I'll definitely be doing an episode where I dive back to that weekend because I have some really fun stories and some great footage and stuff from them. So definitely do a deeper dive on that coming up later. Different episode. Did the stream die? Still go. Okay, there we go. Test, test, test. Oh. Nice. Thanks. Okay. Let's get going. Falling behind a little bit there. I noted this on the earlier episodes. Yeah, these first like 10 to 20 episodes are going to probably have a little bit more flexibility to them as I'm establishing the format of the show. But as it goes along, there'll be a little bit more consistency. There's always going to be 10 communities or categories that I go through. Yoga, fitness, and outdoor kind of being one of the first. So you'll see that usually referenced with a lot of times the hashtags in the title. So you kind of know what you're getting in that episode. Okay, let us begin. Awaken and open my mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country, planet, like the universe planned it, in a way I can understand it. Love and respect your mind, body, soul, family, business, planet, community, and country. Forgive and appreciate your mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country, planet, like the universe planned it, in a way we can all understand it. One team, one dream, mind, body, soul, family, business, planet. Teamwork makes the dream work. Mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country. Many teams, many dreams. Teamwork still makes the dreams work. Nourish and hydrate your mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country, planet. Love and respect your time and resources. Release the stress, tension, and anxiety, but leave the responsibility, the action, and traction. Positive momentum every day with my mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country, planet, like the universe planned it. Ease, fun, find the pocket, harmony, rhythm. amount of resistance can create positive growth and gains and momentum. What have I not done? Let's see. Breakthrough results that matter. Sustainable profit and growth. Balance is power. Balance and power. Strength and flexibility. I do apologize if the popping or cracking bothers you, because I do have some arthritic hips and some thumbs that have been, or fingers that have been broken. Part of this routine helps me deal with my troubled issues, but you may hear those areas snap, crackle, and pop from time to time. From just my experience, I'm never going out of my way to make them do that, because I feel like if you're forcing it, that tends to not usually get the result you want. It's more about giving my body the space and time to allow the little areas that we don't work a lot because of our like the highly repetitive behaviors. So this routine, like even with I mountain bike a lot, that routine is very repetitive in which muscles it uses all the time. And then say if we're working at a desk, right, again, really repetitive, using the same muscles all the time. And so a lot of these in-between muscles that connect everything, all the little guys just like don't get a lot of love. And so the point of the 4-part warm-up was to force myself. One, I had to do it because of injuries. That's kind of how it started. But then kind of brought me to, wow, this routine, when done in this order, at least for me in particular, has been this like kind of magical thing that would allow me to, one, not get injured as much, two, recover from injuries when they do happen, and then also just help me feel like a more healthy and happier person from like a mind, body, soul, family, business. I'm very ADHD, so a lot of the mantras and stuff that I do are just to kind of help me focus and appreciate certain things. So I call it like tuning. I think of like tuning my body for the activity that I'm doing that day, because my mind sometimes can be in so many different places that I need to ground myself for the activity I'm about to do. And so that's this 4-part warm-up will allow me to basically ground myself for almost any type of activity. And then usually, hopefully, it's allowing me to show up with as much of my capacity as possible, kind of as many of my tools, as possible. Let's see, we're about 17 minutes in so far. Oh yeah, let's do this part. I do put a disclaimer, I'm not a certified yogi by any means. This is just a routine that I have experimented with over time, and part of that experimenting with has been filming it. One, it helps me with, excuse me, Krabby, man. I just got freaking attacked by a little crab. What's that, crab spider? These guys are dope, but yo, I don't really like it when you're running down here, guys. Kind of in the middle of something. Oh. Can you just stay up there and eat bugs? Alright, where was I think it's time for some strap. Gold gin strap. Strap is key for me. I like the number 2. I do everything in balance, so if I do one side, I'm going to do the other side. Look at this little crabby go. He's not crawling on my face, is he? Oh. Dang it, dude. I guess the surprise guest today is one of the little crab spiders. Oh. Also note when there's someone who wears like toe shoes or any type of like kind of more barefoot style of shoe where it's going to work your foot and then in conjunction the rest of your body a little bit more because it has less support. I found that doing these type of warm-ups really helped me in not like bruising my feet and like giving my feet the love they needed to kind of recover and gain strength from wearing these versus like that's kind of like when I say the right amount of resistance. It's like you don't want to overdo it with any type of training, right? It seems like kind of easing your way in and giving your like self the time to recover. One of the reasons I made the show 2 times a week, or it's four, I guess technically, but 2 days a week, is because I feel like the minimum commitment, like when you go to 2 days a week, you tend to be able to get consistent gains or some of those breakthrough results. Like I found it from golf or dance or like almost any type of sport, music, right? There's just, if you can get to twice a week, it seems to stick and gain with some consistent momentum and traction. But, and then if you go to like 4 times a week, then you really can supercharge it. But if you're going to 4 times a week, you need more love, basically, and recovery. And especially because we're so busy and we got so much hype, everything going on nowadays, it's hard to slow down and just give yourself time to like have some space to recover. So that's kind of what the show's about, giving yourself like a little bit of time to actually get warmed up for what you're trying to do. And also, some people who are ADHD or have certain challenges, this kind of stuff, it's like way easier to attack a problem or a challenge if you can kind of get yourself all warmed up and like eliminate the anxiety or like some of the things that might be like clouding your judgment, and then make the decision or deal with trying to solve the problem after removing that, instead of trying to solve it with like a busy mind. One of the things I'll share that I use, like I'll even use it now a lot of times, is it's a reference from Netflix. It's the Headspace Guide to Meditation. I think it's an 8 or 10 episode series. But that has a really good covering of basics. I would watch it sometimes, like when I was taking a shower or something. I'd have the iPad off to the side and just like watch that little 30-minute run through. One, I love the guy's voice, so it was always soothing to start the day with the sound of his voice. But then the meditation techniques were a lot of stuff that I've read or practiced or have learned from family members or peers or different things, but just put into like a really nice package to revisit. So anyway, that's something I've used. And so like there's a body scan technique like episode, there's a noting technique episode. So highly recommend checking that out if you have Netflix. The Headspace Guide to Meditation is definitely one of the tools that I've used, at least from the meditation side, where it's like an easy entry point for anyone with like no experience. I feel like this routine and a lot of the stuff I use is really basic, and I've ran people through this routine who are in their 70s, like all the way down to, like kids who are 5. So this is something that it's kind of available for most people. Obviously, if your injuries or any discomfort, consult a professional. The show is more about inspiration, comedy, satire. There's going to be a lot of product testing and stuff like that. But again, not a professional. There will be a few areas that I am a professional because of the companies that I own, and when I get to that stuff, I'll definitely disclose that in more detail. But figure I'd just note that. Also note, the channel is marked paid programming. Currently, it is not actually paid programming as far as when I'm talking about highly tested or a product like this Gold's Gym strap from Walmart. This is a product I bought myself, 5 years ago, and is something that's went into that project or rotation of the 5-year testing schedule. But it's not like I'm not sponsored by Walmart or Gold's Gym or anything like that. So I will disclose I have sold product to Walmart in the past, but currently I don't sell anything to Walmart. I think I forgot to switch sides on this one. Yeah. So I try to do it even on both sides
So I'll switch my pinky, the left pinky down on this one, pressing down into the ground with the arms, up with the hips. And gentle roll down. Okay, we're done with that part. Let's see. That's right, got the Pokemon. We'll definitely be doing a lot of Pokemon stuff on this channel. I play the card game pretty competitively. I love all the apps and stuff like that. And then I'm a fan too. I've got a bunch of the toys and different things. So that'll definitely be one of the media franchises that we definitely talk a lot about. All right, 28 minutes. Let's continue on. Little wrist warm up. This one was one that I took from one of my sons was taking gymnastics, and I noticed when they would do their gymnastics warm ups, this was one of the techniques they would do with like warming their wrists up. And with mountain biking, or with like dance or break dancing, you want to basically warm your wrists up. Plus, I find when you're competitively like gaming or anything like that for 4 hours or like these extended periods of time, it shows up in your hands, and especially the older you get, or you have like things like you've broken, your fingers. Yeah. Anyway. So the routine may have little bits and pieces that come and go, or rotate in. This is a technique that's a stretch from my buddy Nick's Aikido, except I don't know if I do it really correctly, but I always try it. And it still feels good, but it's definitely one, maybe when I have him on, I'll have him show me the technique and see how far off I am. It always feels good. I feel like it stretches my shoulders and like the wrist. Okay. No. Giving some love to the joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is the cat pose, I think, or is this the dog pose? Cat pose. sometimes when I do this part, I'll picture myself on a paddleboard, to kind of make myself engage all of my body in in balancing. Because if you are on a paddleboard trying to do this, you really do have to spread the distribution of weight and stuff more evenly. Switch, put the left pinky down on this one. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Thank you, Pokemon. Sister. Surprise guest, Miss Nala. Oh, we could try and check and see, make sure the stream's still up. Nice, nice, nice. There we go, 46 minutes in. This is the Sean Believable Show Live, our Friday show. It is episode number 5. And we have a surprise guest, Fluffy Nala. She's a little Pomsky. She likes to come out a lot of times when we're doing yoga. And there'll be later episodes and stories that will involve her. There's one in episode 3 I broke down, so I'm not going to go back into it in this one. But if you're interested, you can check that one out for the little sneak preview. I will be clipping out a lot of that good stuff right. Oh, I know. Okay, where were we? What part do we need? Oh, I think we're actually at this part, so. Okay. Oh, yeah, bless you. Try a little tenderness and kindness with your mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country, planet. empathy and compassion for your mind, body, soul, family, business, community, country, planet. Appreciation and gratitude for your mind, body, soul, family, business, planet. Oh yeah. I warm up to work out. I work out to work out again. I stream to stream again. I ride to ride again. I dance to dance again. Switch. I'm definitely a little stiff. I'm not. Most of the time, this routine is usually done outdoors, like on grass or in a field or something that has a lot more give than cement pavers. And these are actually quite awkward to dance on, which if you've watched my earlier videos, you may have heard me singing or mentioning. They just grip a lot more than like the give of being on grass. So I've been making it work, making do with what I have right now. But unfortunately, I don't get the signal strength to be able to stream from the state parks that I do a lot of my activities at. So that's one of the problems we have right now. I know. It's one of the problems we have right now. I wish we had a better signal out there, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Where's your sister? She should come play with you. Ooh, I'm getting covered in fur. Okay, we're at the 42-minute mark for the yoga. Like I said, 30 minutes is usually like the minimum. I can do the routine as quick as 15 minutes, so I'll modify it depending on the activity or the amount of time that I have available. So sometimes I can do things as short of 4 counts at a time. I'm like looking at the mic as if the mic is filming me. There's the camera, Sean. There we go. I'm just so excited to have this mic that I just keep looking at it like it's also filming. Anyway. Okay, let's just keep rolling. Now we got the foam blocks. At some point, you will see, these are just some that I bought, but I do own standblocks.com. That basically has to do with making foam blocks for standing on and different stuff in general, because I found wearing these things, there's certain situations where I was like, man, I wish I just had like a nice foam stand block. And so I ended up buying, I think it's standblocks.com, something like that. So as the episodes go on, I'll start to feature some of these projects as I position them to launch or move, or if it's like I'm maybe going to do a deep dive on it because I'm looking for a partner or something on one of these projects, and looking to see if there's someone who wants to kind of jump on and
help bring one of them to life. So I got about 100 of them. So definitely a bunch of them will be featured as we go along. But let's continue on to the last section, one of the last sections. Oh, all right. My arthritic hips like this part of sitting on the stand block. So this is one of these where I learned, like I used to like skip certain parts of this either because of my ADHD, I forget, or didn't have the thing with me that I needed to do little parts of it. But like skipping even this part, like just doing the one section before I did and not doing this part makes a huge difference. It's like the way that this little one will, or like sitting on the block and the change of posture. It just seems to really matter. So I try not to skip them, or I try to do them in the right order. But like each one kind of does its own little thing. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, so then we grab at the hips, kind of tilt the hips forward, and then we want like to telescope the spine like upwards basically, or like forward. Gently. Throw in little vocal warm-up exercises sometimes, especially if I have to do a trade show or if I'm going to be coaching or something where I'm going to be like, I know I'm going to have to elevate my voice and be using it sustained at volume or something, like a trade show where it's all day, or certain sales presentations and stuff. I found that doing vocal warm-ups that like a lot of professional singers and stuff use were helpful in adding to the routine, because they would kind of give that little bit of love to the tool, which is your voice, right? And so I'm sure a lot of people who now stream and podcast, as I'm experiencing, trying to get used to being recorded, and especially recorded in good quality. So anyway, it's just I don't know where I was going with that, but it must not have been important. Okay, let's switch so we can continue on. Left foot forward now. Oh, I skipped a part. That's all right. I'll go back and do it after this. Swing back. Be present, be pleasant, participate, be great, shape your fate. Okay. Choose the next stand block part, or phone block part. Okay. This is one that I just brought back. This is a good warm up for my feet. So one of the ways, it's just like a nice, almost like using a foam roller, but instead of using a roller, I just kind of would stand, and sometimes I'll do it with my shoes on, or in this case, like I'll take the shoes off for a minute and let my feet go to town just in the socks. Snap, crackle, pop. What's my wingspan? Okay. Well, let's see. Try the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Progress. Give it a second to recover. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay, that's enough. Okay. I think that does it for the yoga section. Now we're going to move to the functional strength training part. Let's toss these Vibrams back on. All right. Let's check in. How's it going? Shout out to my cousin Keith for coming and checking out this stream. I know he does his own streaming on YouTube. We're gonna maybe do some a cross collab episode. All right. So, all right, let's try doing this right. Part 1 complete. Hashtag yoga. Part 2, functional strength training. Wow. Okay. Vibrams and a Neri socks.
basically the only shoes I wear now. Yeep. Not all the time. Still for riding. They don't make a riding version. That's I want to approach them and do a Believable, highly tested / doesn't suck .shop creative sale or creative.sale like collab, where basically I want to develop a riding version of this, like a mountain bike riding version of the Vibrant 5-finger shoe. Right now they don't have anything that has like a stiff enough base platform to be able to deal with the platform pedals. So hopefully along the way of this show that might become a reality, and that can be one of the episodes or many episodes as we go through the development process on that. So hopefully that can be something that will come in the future. I also want to make a golfing, like disc golfing and regular golfing version that just is a little bit more water resistant with a little bit more grip, almost like Spike. I would be down for a soccer version too, because I play soccer in these and coach soccer in them, but you got to be really careful not to get your feet stepped on if you're going to be using these for those type of sports. So I don't really recommend that. I doubt they do either, but I do it. But you got to have some like very high level of mindfulness for your feet. Okay, back to functional strength training part 2. So let's end that 55 minutes of yoga, a little over. Functional strength training time. So still no music for part 1 and 2. Look at all that hair. Fluffy dogs. Just walking. I purposely try to do these, like, I don't mind forcing myself to do these workouts in like a really small space, almost like, you know, like the Tiny Desk concerts. It's like, I think of it kind of like Tiny Fitness show, where I like fitting it into small spaces, because so often I found that was what I had to work with, whether being in like a hotel room or just being out somewhere and just trying to keep to myself so I'm not invading other people's space. Anyway, like, yeah, just a variety of reasons. So then also people at home, if they have limited space, they can try to be able to utilize, you know, some of this stuff. So try to show that, like, you don't have to have a ton of equipment, right? And with what I'm doing, it's usually a lot of just basic stuff and more body weight. And that's designed so that it had a lot of versatility, where I could use it when traveling, and didn't necessarily have to bring a lot of stuff with me. So. Whew. Four. Five. Six. 7. 8. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. 1, 2, 3,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a lot of these notes I make as I'm doing the workout, I am going to be publishing what's called the Sean Believable Show Guide. And so it'll actually be kind of a little book that outlines a bunch of the ideology or maybe a breakdown of some of the mantras I use and why. I didn't want to try to crowd the stream with too much of trying to explain everything. And it's just something that would make it easier for people to follow along if they want, and it was a good way for me to organize. So I've written most of it already. I just haven't exactly decided when I'm going to publish it and exactly what form. But I think we're going to end up doing a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter at some point to help raise funds to hire a producer for the show and potentially a couple pieces of gear like a proper camera, and potentially a couple more mics. So anyway, one of the ideas I had was that if you would donate, let's say like $25 to the GoFundMe, then you'll get a copy of the Sean Believable Show Guide and some other like merch that we've come up with. So anyway, you can look forward to that coming in the near future. All right, what part next? I always think my balance is good, and then I go do this exercise, and I'm like, nope. Let's open up those hips. Key for dance, soccer, biking, all sorts of activities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, doing those extra episodes yesterday, I'm gonna feel it in this next part because not many of you would have known, but I had committed to this challenge. One of the Sean Believable Show challenges right now is for whatever episode it is, when I'm doing my 4-part warm-up, I'm going to try to do that amount of burpees. I will disclose if there's a dangerous activity or something in particular that I'm doing that I'm worried that it might exhaust me too much, I may exclude it, or maybe that's when it'll end. But I'm going to try to keep it going as long as I can. I used to do a variety of different burpee exercises for preparing for Spartan races. If you're not familiar with Spartan races, they have all these different obstacles, but if you fail an obstacle, you usually have to do, I think it was 30 burpees before you could proceed to the next. So I remember the first Spartan race I did, I completed, I think, 19 obstacles or something and did like 180 burpees in like 2.5 hours. I never thought I could do that many burpees, period, let alone in 2.5 hours. So anyway, shout out to Spartan races. Definitely had fun. Great medals. Little expensive to always participate in and travel. I also did one at the Wrigley Field, which was epic. They did a stadia, what do they call it, Stadiathon or something like that. I'll have to look at it. But okay, so episode 5, 5 burpees. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Burpees are so funny because you do burpees and you're like, that wasn't that bad. And then it's like, just give your heart a second to catch up. Such a great all-purpose just workout. If you just want to do something to try to get your overall body in shape, don't know what to do, burpees are pretty much a great go-to. Okay, is there any other part I forgot? That's it. Just wanted to come back here, do another check for the mic. Check, see how it sounds from back here. There will be later episodes where I'm going to be doing filming from the pool, where I'll be testing products or demoing stuff, or maybe just doing something super fun with my kids. We shall see, but just want to do this as an audio test so I can look back and see what adjustments to make it better for the viewers. Okay, yeah, I think let's move on to the next part. So that was about 10 minutes. Boom, done with that. Next is the running warm-up, which again, not the ideal place. I like to trail run, but for the sake of the show right now, I'm making this work. So we're running on the mats and lightly running on the pavers, but not ideal for these type of shoes. I would not recommend people at home necessarily do the running and dancing and the exercises I'm doing on this particular paver. So definitely make sure you're somewhere you're comfortable, safe. Safety first. Safe, happy, healthy, wealthy. Okay, let's pick a zone. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, let's see. Hopefully, Keith, if you are still on, let's see how we can do this. You know what, we'll leave it on the pattern, because that way the music will come from behind and it'll pick it up from it being over there. So maybe that'll limit how loud it is. I'll turn the gain down too a little bit because I'm a little worried. I don't want to blast everybody out. So let's turn this down. About 25. Now, I'm gonna have to kill my stream here so I don't get that on the track. Okay, so let's see here. So like I said, I'll be using music from my SoundCloud account, Sean Believable. If you like any of the music you hear, you can find it on SoundCloud under Sean Believable. I do have a playlist that has all the tracks I've ever produced and released, like in order from oldest to newest. Right now on the show, I've kind of been working my way through those original tracks. So the first tracks were released in 2018. The first one was called You Can Call Me Sean. That was featured on episode 1. And there was a couple new tracks that were featured yesterday. So definitely go check that out if you like the music. So now, let's take a gander. Here, we'll look together. I don't know if you can see this as well, but so here's the Sean Believable playlist. Those are the most recent ones, but we're gonna roll down. Let's see here. So we've done some of those already. Let's see. It's Roman Hammer. Oh wait, it's probably not hooked up. Hold up. Bluetooth on. The speaker that I'm playing it on is the EV30M. Huge fan of it. Been using it for I think 3 or 4 years now. Use it for DJ events, different work events. It's a very versatile setup. I'm a huge fan, so definitely love it. Still barely know how to use the full capacity of it, but that's what I'll be playing the music on today. EV Executive. We are connected. I like this one. This is Sweet Rollin'. Like this in Rollin'. I think I might use this. This might be made using the Rollin', I'm pretty sure. Usually my titles have some reference to try to trigger the memory of when I made it and what was used at the time. Sweatband on it. I like that it tapers so it fits glasses and so well, but big fan. Highs. Try and do these for about 30 seconds. we don't want that one. Let's try super rolling. Oh yeah, this'll work. Yo, Keith, if you're still on the stream, send me a text confirming how the sound is, volume-wise with the music right now in the mic setup. Because if I open up the Twitch app to check it on my phone, that's what's connected to the Bluetooth, and it'll start like pushing the Twitch sound, I think, over SoundCloud. So send me a text if you can to confirm. Butt kicks, 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 butt kicks. The running warm up. Okay, so now, nope, not that. What are we gonna do part 5, dude? I think we'll just leave the tights. I'm a little hot, but I don't feel like changing. At this point, we're just gonna roll with it. Okay. We're gonna do a little quick listen through preview because some of these I can't remember what they are. Let's see here. This one's called Sitting in the Dark. Okay, that's one option. What's this one? Nick would call that part of the Broken Beats collection. Let's see. What's this one? Deep Down Flow. Okay. Oh, I think this is from the 2019? Why not? Show. It's episode 5, live. My favorite part. This one's called Make Something You Love. Oh, I remember now. If you're just joining us, this is the one and only Believable Show Live. You can find it every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. at night. We got 2 episodes on Monday. We're gonna have 2 episodes on Friday. We got 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Basically, if you want some fun, you want a little exercise, you want a little gaming insight, you want some product knowledge, we got a lot of different things we're gonna bring. So right now we're in the middle of the 10 minutes of freestyle dance. Whatever you do, try to make something that you love. Don't matter if it's silly, or maybe they don't understand. Maybe it's a big old plan, but you better, I said you better love. Gonna make it, it's gonna take that time. got 5 minutes in. Okay. Oh, I like this one. First use an emoji in one of my songs. Alright, this is the mark. Hashtag the show, believe the show. Some of y'all might come for that footwork. Some might come for that pop, boom, block, block, block. Some come for that twerk, 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 twerk. That work, work, work. Mom, some might come for the music. Some might come for the comedy. Some might come for the inspiration. Some might come for the pocket. The views. Definitely not for the lyrics. What do we got? 9 minutes, that means we got to pick another song. Say space organ maybe? Nah. Hot game? That sounds like the chord. Well, 5:45 and I gotta go. I made this song to remind me to go pick up my kids. Yeah. 5:45. Time to go. Nine minutes in. live streaming. I need like 5 minutes? No, 2 minutes. Well, Eric, is Mom here? Ask Mama. Close the door, please. Thank you. No, we decided we're not gonna use the hot game today. Okay. Whew. Okay. That's gonna do it for the 4-part warm up. Let's for a second. Go back and check the stream. Whew. All right. So most of the Unbelievable Show live shows that start on Monday and Friday, and sometimes other days if I'm not paying attention or if I just want to stream extra. You're going to usually get the 4-part warm-up followed by an activity of some sort. So this activity is going to be building some IKEA furniture. So I have a piece of furniture that I've needed to build for a while for my office that is going to help be able to get the office set up so I can have that's one of the other filming locations that you'll see the show from. But right now it's in a work in progress of being put together. And one of the things I have to do is build this piece of furniture. So one of the things I do as part of the Highly Tested program, highlytested.com, is a lot of these items, if I got something, I would document the date it was purchased, and then I would also usually document the build. So either video record it, or I might do like a time lapse of it, and it was just like a fun way to practice developing my recording skills and seeing what was good. And some of it was funny or interesting. So those will end up being referenced in some of the episodes as we go along. But yeah, so that's going to be part of it. So instead of time lapsing building something, today's episode, we're going to build a piece of IKEA furniture together. And I think we're going to do it potentially right here in the outside. So we'll see. But let's give me a, let's see here, I need maybe like a 5-minute break so that I can get the next section of the show set up. This is the problem when you don't have a producer. You're kind of just doing everything yourself. So I do appreciate the patience for anyone that's joined me this morning. To help you enjoy, I'll toss Snorlax out to lead you through your moment of Zen, your 5 minutes of Zen, live from the lanai. All right, hold it down, Snorlax. I'll be right back. Nope.
another special guest appearance by Mr. Bootsy himself. One of the coolest cats you'll ever get to meet if you ever meet him. Hey, hands to yourself, Ollie. Okay? Ollie, seriously. None of that, okay? Behave yourselves, thank you. That'll be done shortly. Ta-da! Alright, so we have English somewhere? There we go. Okay. Native Poland, huh? So, this is really gonna be. Let's use the mats as a base. That is heavy, surprisingly heavy. Okay. I don't need any. I think it should. Usually IKEA has the tools included, right? Let's find out. Pardon this noise, because this is going to be me tearing apart the Velcro. So if you don't like that kind of noise, you might want to turn it down. If you like it, enjoy. Oh, that's the wrong side. Okie dokie. Set little table up. I think we're just gonna build it on the mats. We'll see how that goes. Ooh, sorry about that. Turn can back up a little bit. Let's do a pillow or something to sit on.
2 hour mark. Zoom in a little bit more for this one. And even bear with me just a moment. I think that should be good. Where did I put my phone? Phone. All right, welcome back to the Sean Believable Show Live. This is episode 5. We're done with the 4-part warm-up, which was quite fun. Yoga, functional strength training, running, freestyle dance. If you missed it, it'll be posted to the stream afterwards, so feel free to check it out. I'll also be trying to find some clips that I will clip out, or feel free to clip out any clips you find that are hilarious or inspiring or of value. All right, so let's build some IKEA furniture. So this is going to be part of the highly tested.com product cycle. This is going to go in. I'll test it for hopefully 5 years. At the end of that 5 years, I'll release a in-depth video essay and written essay on my experience with the product. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so you've got to try to be careful with cutting these so you don't scratch the stuff, the actual product. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's like right there. If I would have stuck the knife in there, it would have totally scratched it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna rip this off. I do not want to scratch the product. Always important. This is what we are building today. So first we're gonna check we got all the parts, right? And then we're just gonna follow these beautiful instructions. Now, my experience with IKEA furniture is the right amount of resistance. Like, you don't want to over torque this stuff, but it being snug and kind of connected, it's just easy to strip. I find so you just want to be mindful and just kind of be delicate when you're assembling this kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's see. What tools are required? A hammer and a screwdriver. Okay, well, I don't think those are included. So, let's go get a hammer and a screwdriver. I think that's it. I'll be back.
Okay, we in business now. We got our screwdriver. We got a hammer. What next? Let's keep unpacking. Put a little noise on it. Be the middle shelves, I'm guessing. Another shelf. What did I do? That's all right. Sure to check the box. Can make for easy cleanup. Stuff in the box it came in. And we're cooking with gas. Let's see what we got here. Aha. Casters and hardware. Use this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're supposed to have 5, so that checks out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 of those pieces checks out. 4 of these little white pieces with like a screw in them. Got 4 of those. That's good. 2 of these little wooden spindles, and 4 of whatever these little metal things are, bracket looking things. Let's see what those end up being, and how many screws did we put that? 20? Let's see if we have 20 screws. It is always actually good to check to see if you have everything before you start, if possible. Like this doesn't have that many pieces because it does suck to get like into it and then realize you're missing one piece and try to figure out exactly what it is or whatnot. I don't know. It is helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job, IKEA. All the pieces in the box. Nice. Okay. So, step number 1. I'm sure you can't see that. Anyway. I think it's the little guy. Oh no, it's one of the ones with the rubber stuff built in. So these need to go this way. So set these off to the side. Oh, which one is it? Okay. Now that I counted them, I'm gonna stick them back in here so they don't get knocked away. Still separated. These I'll just set up to the side. Yeah. Okay. So the one that has 2. So both of these sides are unfinished. That's why I was just checking. These are both finished. Bolts on the outside. So one goes there. And then we need this one that has the holes on the outside goes there. So the third one has the holes in the middle. So there's 2 in here that have 4 holes, and then there's one that looks like the others, but it has 2 holes. So start with the ones with 4 holes. Take whatever these things are actually called. Looks like they can go either way. So I think you line it up. Okay. Easy enough. I'm gonna line them all up, and then I'm guessing I'm supposed to take my hammer and just give them a whack, maybe? I got a rubber mallet. Maybe that would actually be better suited for this than the metal hammer. Push. It doesn't show to use the hammer, actually. I think they just want you to hand push it down. There's no tool reference. So I think we'll just do it by hand. That's kind of what I meant when I was talking earlier about like the amount of torque. Like basically if you, oh, you know what? This will push down and it hits the wood. So for this section, 4 holes, lines up, and then you basically just push it down. But so it'll get flush, so you can't over push it. That's actually clever, because a lot of times you'll overdo it with this stuff, and that's what breaks it apart. Ooh, I should have just set a timer for the Apple Watch so I can keep track how long it took. I guess I can just cut it from the live stream. Okay. That's what they consider it. Okay. So that part's done. Part 1 complete on page 3. So now we're taking the big piece that has the slots in it, and we want to take we got the bottom, the 2 holes here at the top, so 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. So it looks like you take the metal pieces, should be facing inward. Holes on this side. I was about to use the wrong one. I was wondering, so I'm looking closely. I'll do a close-up on this one. What's so funny? That's what glad I double-checked it, because look. So, same pattern on this one, right? 2 on the top, 2 here, 2 here to slide this into, but it was missing the two little holes. So I'll walk up and show it closer. Hey-yo. See? See? That's why. Always useful to use the instructions and double check. Especially with this stuff, because a lot of times when it's like a press fit, it's like if it doesn't do well to go in and come back out again. A lot of times it'll weaken. It seems to weaken the connection. So usually if you can put this together correctly the first time, it will probably give you the best longevity out of the product. So now, since we have our instructions matching, this lines up at the top and slides. Let's see, I'll try this side. Okay. So then, interesting. So this is, I guess, supposed to stay like this. Stay, please. Okay. So now we're going to step number 3, if you're following along at home. And we need the piece that has 2 holes in the middle. 1, 2. It's like got a cutout on either side. And you're gonna have 2 spots on one of the raw edges for our little wooden rods. Slides in. Slides in. Little. So now these 2 side slots. So the side slots on this piece are going to slide into the little metal pieces that we inserted. Building IKEA furniture with Sean on the Sean Believable Show. Might have to start playing some music. Slide. Okay. Oh, okay. So see, those do need to go down more. Just push. Let's see. This part, so it wasn't, I hadn't pushed these down all the way, but that was because I was being cautious. I didn't want to force it. So at this point, I have it lined up. See, slid in. Okay. And so now that slides in. Kind of can help secure this little section together. All right. Okay, looking pretty good so far. Where's my hat, actually?
Okay. Okay. Back to finishing our piece of IKEA furniture. Okay. So we're done with part 3. Part 4 we did, which was sliding this on. Okay, and then, all right, so part 5 is going to be attaching this piece to this side. This is where actually, like, I'm just making a note for myself. I wonder if I can have 2 cameras set up potentially, where I'd have 2 that I could switch between, where one is like a wide field of view and the second one is like a close-up. So if like I'm holding up a set of instructions, I could just like hit camera 2 and I know that camera 2 will give me like a zoomed in shot, like a framed shot. Anyway, I'm just making this note for myself. Or eventually I'll have a producer working with me on the show, and that would be great, and we can have some like setup shots and things like that and transitions. Okay, so this goes up. Make sure not to pinch yourself. Okay. See, these mats are actually coming in handy now, so that you're not like, you can put pressure in that. Okay, feel the sound? Oh, see, that's almost flush. This is not flush yet. There we go. Let's double check these. So it looks like the bottom is almost flush, like once it's in. See if I can pick it up and show it without ruining it. See the bottom, basically almost flush now. So once it's actually inserted properly, it should be almost flush. Okay. Part 6 was setting it down and then installing the last piece that has the pre-installed little white parts, like the male pieces. So now it looks like the holes facing in. Flex it a little bit. There we go. Flex it. This one side. I gotta do both. Ow! Okay. Whew. Almost pinched myself. that's a pretty good like connector. That fastener, I don't know. I guess you haven't built a piece in a while. I don't remember seeing that little rubber, that style of fastener before. The little male part. Okay. So that part's done. Part 6, complete. We're getting close here. So now you do a caster? Really? Huh, okay, so I guess you start with number 7, you're starting with the middle caster, which I think is right there. The part number on this, if you're looking up at IKEA, the Vihals, 504.887.34. That's the IKEA number if you're looking for this particular product. Okay, let's keep on going. Wait, does it use the spacer? Doesn't look like it. Oh, maybe the one in the middle doesn't get the spacer. All the other ones I bet gets the spacer. That's how they do it. That's funny. Okay, so screwdriver. Wait, oh. This is this like cold bolt product. I don't have a ton of those like house brand, but this one's kind of cool. It's like the infinite rotate, and it has like multiple heads or whatever. It's pretty nice screwdriver. Pretty good. It's not the one I keep in my riding kit. It's just the one I keep. This is like my home screwdriver for things like this. That head is not fat enough. We need a fatter head. Phillips. Let's see. That's a much better connecting point. Again, I always start kind of softer when it comes to the torque on this stuff and work my way. I don't tend to use drills. I tend to use hand stuff because drills will strip this kind of stuff out very, very easily. So I might have to play some music because I don't know if that mic is picking up my neighbor's audio. That might be why I have to play music. So when I started the show today, I'm pretty sure it was like 50 degrees. And it's currently 63.
easy, just rattling around. Much better. All right, so basically put the spacer down. So I don't screw any of them all the way in until I have all 4 screws in. So I kind of just start at them each. That way I know like each of them can get into the hole clearly and get started. And then I also usually just want to like go around and evenly do the torquing evenly, just so it gives it the best chance of not stripping out. Sometimes if you just wail on one screw, it like will offset the pressure, and then you go to screw the other one, and it like, yeah, just so by the time you're done doing all 4, if you're doing one like all the way down at a time, fully tight, it can just mess the rest of it up. So, and this is one of those things where you just like hate to mess one of your casters up, and if one of these gets stripped out or something, it'll become a pain to try to like fix it. You might have to just relocate it, but then it's slightly off. So you gotta like create new holes, or fill a hole or something, or go to a bigger screw. But so far, good. Going together nice and easy. Seems pretty simple and straightforward. Let's see that. Switch. I sit cross-legged too long. Start getting stiff. Just set that there for now. Okay. Oh, wow. That just came within an inch of going into the pool. Oh, that would have been a pain in the butt. Yeah, maybe we can leave it in here so I don't drop it in the pool by accident. I really would like to figure out eventually
I own Doesn't Suck Radio.com, and I'd really like to be able to launch like a sub HD radio station. So when I'm doing these type of activities and throughout the Sean Believable show, a lot of it would actually be able to be backdropped by like a full spectrum of music, like a whole radio station, which I have. I've developed a bunch of playlists over the years that I use in a variety of different situations, and also like mimic different parts of the radio show. And so like when I'm mountain biking, for instance, I have certain playlists I might use, or certain activities I've created these lists. You can find a lot of them on Apple Music, is where most of my actual playlists are. But like the Glow Golf, I think hashtag Glow Golf you can find on there. But anyway, those I'd love to be playing a lot of those playlists, but I don't have currently the like copyright permission, and it just becomes a headache so quickly. So I think one of the ways that I'd be amazing if I could execute, and I'm going to cost it out, and I'll eventually do an episode on it. It'll be the Doesn't Suck Radio episode, and it'll show kind of like what the cost would be involved in trying to actually start my own radio station. So I know it sounds funny, but I started my own record label when I was 18. So, you know, it wouldn't be that weird if at some point in my life I started a radio station. Doesn't Suck Radio, 24/7 radio that doesn't suck. Oops, I'm doing exactly what I was just talking about not doing. Don't over tighten. Getting excited talking about radio station. But I will say, just a shout out to the Pablo Torre finds out his show, and Pablo Torre himself, big fan of the show. And he had Mina Kimes on recently, and they were talking about like these do's and don'ts for Instagram, and one of them had to do with like assaulting people with sound, which I know parts of my show do, but I realized after listening to their episode that the format that I had for my show, I always wanted it to start with kind of this zen, more silent, like chill, meditative part, right? Especially with it usually being outside. And Mina was talking about wanting more silence on the internet. And so I was like, the first half an hour to hour of my show, I think would qualify for what she was talking about on, it was, what episode was it? It was the episode where they're talking about teenagers running the Dallas Cowboys. It's an amazing episode. I highly recommend checking it out. I've listened to, I think, pretty much all of their episodes, so as they come out, I just devour them. You can find it on YouTube, and then you can also find it on like podcasts. So they have the video version and the podcast. But huge fan of that show, and a lot of the guests that they have, and the format. One of my goals is to eventually be on that show as a guest, and also to have Pablo Torre and some of his guests be guests on my show, the Sean Believable Show Live. So if this clip somehow makes it to Pablo Torre or Mina Kimes, I hope I'm saying that right. I feel like I'm mispronouncing their names, which is very possible. It's one of my gifts, so I do apologize if I murder anybody's name. It is not on purpose. I blame it on my ADHD. Okay. But yeah, if they see this clip, holler at me. Definitely feel like I could contribute to the show in some ways. And yeah, anyway, that's down the road. Let's finish up this piece of IKEA furniture. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch. Just tighten these casters on. I think we got one shelf to put on after that. And then we're done. and I can do the real important stuff. Like go help my son build his Lego set. I will be doing some episodes where we'll be live streaming the Lego set building. I just don't have the filming location really set up for that yet. We'll see. Maybe I might throw it on later if when I go to set up with him, if I can figure a way to film it, then I'll do that. But anyway, if not, it'll be a later episode. We'll definitely be doing some Lego building. It's one of my faves. I'm a big Lego head. I like to do a lot of like Lego freestyle builds where if you give like a set amount, like I would take like the leftovers a lot of times from a set like the kids might build, and I'll try to just build the coolest possible thing out of the leftovers. So I don't know, I guess that could be one of the Unbelievable Show challenges where you see me go about building like just a freestyle Lego set from like a random starting set of bricks and just see what's the coolest thing I come up with. Because I've done it, I have a couple builds like that I'll show you that were random. I think I have footage of some of the original builds, but some of them are like, honestly, I love the builds, and the kids have loved them too, like enough where a lot of them stayed built. What's left? Oh, one more. It's the last caster. Well, anyone who's just joining the stream now, this is part 5 of the Unbelievable Show Live. Today's activity is building a piece of IKEA furniture that also is happening to help finish getting my office / studio / like HQ into a proper filming location where I can do a variety of different filming and also recording and stuff. So hopefully I will get to show that location soon, maybe even tonight, because look, I'm building a piece of the furniture that I needed to build to get the room set up. Yeah, once I have like all my locations like pre-set up, I think it's gonna be a lot more fun where I'm not having to worry about like resetting stuff up all the time. And so I think the show will get more consistent and better once I have my like audio and video set up, at least in like the top 5 locations I'm gonna be using. One of the signature sounds of Florida, landscaping equipment. At least when you're in the residential areas. Now, like when I get to the state parks and stuff, not so much. So I do a lot of filming at the state parks, but because of the lack of signal, I can't really do the live stream stuff that I want to do. So it's actually okay. I don't mind breaking up some sessions into filming and some sessions into live stream. So you'll have some parts of the Unbelievable Show that will end up being edited and inserted into the live stream. I just don't have the software set up yet. I'm always open to suggestions, so if there's anyone out there who's a pro, who's been doing this a long time and has suggestions on what software is worth investing into, I'm all ears. I do have the limitation of having a Mac, so I use a Mac, and basically I've got an Apple ecosystem, so that does, I know, limit some of the choices, but I know there's a few out there, and everything has a learning curve, I found, when it comes to technology and equipment. So if I'm going to invest in something, I prefer it be something that people,
have experience with. All right, let's see. What was the very last step here? All right, we just insert those four. Four what? Where do those go? Oh, they go in the bottom of this. And then what? Okay. Did that. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, I was like, wait a second. How's this work? So, step 9. Basically, the screw or hammer. Actually, these look like these are press fit. They'll hammer these in for the last shove part. Okay. So they say to flip it over. Okay, looking pretty good. So now, part 9 says, piece like this in this. So there should be. Wait. Oh no! I think we made a mistake. Dang it. Dang. See, this is where sometimes it's good to flip through to the end of the instructions just to double check. And so this part of the build, which I'll come show you. Well, this is good. This is like a common mistake that happens, I think, with this stuff. So I basically have that panel on the inside here. Is the 2 holes are on the inside, so I'm gonna need to flip it basically. Okay, so how can we do this? Let's see. Some casters are in. Can I just slide this off? Hold on. How do we? Let's reverse it now. So now that we. So funny. So that one is correct. Yeah, it was step 5. See, it showed it facing up. I wasn't paying attention. I just missed it. Okay, well, this is a very common mistake. So even though I have a ton of experience with assembling products and stuff like that, I find that, especially with my ADHD brain, I make like super simple common mistakes that a lot of everyday people would make. And so at times that can be good because now we're going to show what you have to do if you just did what I did where you put this panel in the wrong way. So how are we going to take, so after we put that on this piece, just slide. So I think we can get this back off. Easier, oh no, because this though, let me think about this. This was a press fit, so that's going to limit, I think, the movement. So do I have to? No, it should have all been the same, right? So is it? Dang. So this was the press down. So the press up would have to be this way. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So I think we can loosen it. Let's see if we can fix this air. What's the connecting point over here? That it's the slots, so it needs to go this way. Haha. Okay. So far so good. That was easy enough. Come on, work with me now. Let's flip this piece. Excellent. So these two holes, not on the inside, need to be facing out. Those are the two holes. So we just reversed a couple steps and correct the step. Still lines up. Got the holes on. That's good. That's good. Okay. Oh, that's good. On the top. So we want to go probably the same way, like this part first, because I think it'll have the most give. Don't want to flex it too hard. Or I think I actually did this part left first last time, so. Having these mats right now, they're pretty good for this. Watch when you punch it that you don't have your palm like too close to the edge there, because they definitely could pinch you. So you want to make sure it's further over. Maybe have gloves too, because if you're pushing, it could hurt your palm. Okay. Whew. And we are back in business. Cool. Okay. Problem fixed. Back on track for our build. All right. Back to the last part, which I believe is where the hammer is needed. And it's so funny that so on the instructions, they notate basically the use of a hammer, but don't show you where. They're just like, you decide where you use the hammer. But like, I don't know, man. It makes me a little nervous to give people the discretion of when to use the hammer. Maybe it's just as necessary. I'm gonna have to do a follow-up and be curious to see what, like, if IKEA has like an official stance on why they show like what tools to use, but not when to use them. Anyway. Double check the instructions, make sure we don't do this incorrectly. Okay. So these four go into here first. All of them with the flat side facing down. So we'll do these ones first. Okay, so that's kind of press fit. Oh God, that does not feel tight at all. Okay, let's see how it goes. Maybe it'll tighten up once we put the shelf on. Maybe it's like a press fit, I'm hoping. I mean, yeah, there's no hammering necessary here. So what's the hammer for? Oh, it's this one, right? The one I... No, didn't need it. Okay. The final piece. 4 little slots or circles. So we're gonna slide this in kind of on an angle, and then just kind of gently line these up. Okay. Come on. Come on. Oh, line it up. Oh, look at that. Come on. There it is. Oh, that's a nice little fit we got there. Okay. That was the last step there. Part 10. So you just slide it on. Honestly, I mean, like laying down to kind of get access to it seemed almost necessary. So, yeah, well, I think this will work. That didn't take too long. Even with having to do the little backup and reset, I was a little worried for a second, like, uh-oh. Like, is this going to come back apart? But props to IKEA for having a design that allows you to backtrack if necessary. So. Anyway. Once it's all set up, I'll probably give I'll do a little shot of it once it's actually in its home. But so far it looks good, pretty sound, sturdy. So I will say that is complete for our first IKEA build on the Sean Believable Show Live. This is episode 5. Thank you for joining us. I will be streaming later tonight at 10 p.m. on Twitch. Maybe switching between a few different games, most likely, but most of the time, my night streams are going to be a lot of gaming, music production, sometimes events and stuff like that. But for right now, in these early episodes, most of the time, you're going to find me rotating through some of the favorite games I play, or some of the games I play a little more competitively, or some of them just for fun. So anyway, join me at 10 o'clock. Yeah, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Like it, share it, show up. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. This is Sean B. I am out. Peace and love. Till next time.